welcome to the 2019 FIA Formula Regional European Championship. A beautiful day, as you can see, just a few miles from La Côte d'Azur, and in a few moments' time we hit the track for the first time ever. This is round one. It's an all-new series. The FIA Formula Regional European Championship starts right now here in southern France. The cars taking to the circuit for the first two practice sessions held on a greasy and wet track here in southern France. Qualifying the first session on a rain-affected circuit before the Pirelli slicks were bolted onto the cars for qualifying two. Prema Power Team taking pole position in all three sessions. Ollie Caldwell, Frederic Vesti, Enzo Fittipaldi.
We've been quick throughout practice and we were quick in both qualifyings. Unfortunately, Enzo just beat me in qualifying one, and it was looking a bit sketchy in qualifying two. I made a few mistakes. Unfortunately, I don't think my second best lap for race 3 is good, but I managed to do it for the last lap, and that's all that matters. So we got poles, so that's good.
It was a good lap and a good time, and yeah, last lap I had to put it together, so pole position.
Brand new cars, as you can see. It's a brand new series. So with that, let's check out some of the drivers racing in the Formula Regional European Championship for 2019. The reigning Italian F4 champion, the boy from Brazil, Enzo Fittipaldi, heads a three-strong attack for the Prema Power Team. Joining him is the Dane Frederic Vesti, who raced F4 in Denmark, the USA, Australia and Germany, where he picked up 2 wins at the end of last season. From Hampshire in England is Ollie Caldwell. He was third in the Italian F4 series and also raced a Mercedes GT4 in the Golf 12 Hours. The Scandinavians for the Scandinavian KIC team. Konsta Lappalainen from Finland is the 2016 Finnish karting champion and the SMP F4 champion. Isak Blomqvist from Sweden was third in the SMP series and also raced in Spanish F4 last year. 24 years of age from Switzerland is Sharon Scolari, one of two girls racing in the series, the number 7 car, the most colourful in the field. Driving for the DR Formula team is the highly rated Mexican from Guadalajara, Rael Gutzman. Third in the Italian F4 series in 2016, he is joined by the Japanese-born Brazilian Igor Fraga, the Brazilian Academy F3 champion, but also one of the best sim racers in the world. David Schumacher was the Rookie of the Year in last year's German F4 Championship, and he started the year by racing in the Asian F3 Winter Series to prepare for this, the 2019 Formula Regional European Championship. Sophia Flörsch is the second German racer in the series, making her return to the track after her horrendous crash at the Macau Grand Prix at the end of last year. She is driving for Van Amersfoort Racing, whose previous drivers include Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc. World order, certainly in motorsport terms, at least here in the south of France. This is the first ever race of the history-making FIA Formula Regional European Championship, ironically with the South American Enzo Fittipaldi to start the first ever race from pole position. Race down into turn number 1 with the Prema Power team going 3 wide down the straight. Fittipaldi holding off his teammates Ollie Caldwell and Frederic Vesti. However, the Brazilian Fittipaldi coming to grief, coming together with the Englishman. They both lost time. Vesti goes through to the lead as Schumacher runs out wide. The best Brazilian, Igor Fraga, up into second place. Schumacher did lose a spot as Gutzman shortcuts the circuit, trying to hold off. Also the Swedish driver, Isak Blomqvist. Fraga, super impressive, is the Japanese-born Brazilian. Car number 17 for DR Motorsport. The move down the inside, the Mexican Gutzman going through on Schumacher, who also takes advantage of the wide open spaces at Paul Ricard, goes unpenalised and holds the place. Blomqvist right behind him as Enzo Fittipaldi goes by his countrymen. The Brazilians now 2 and 3. Frederic Vesti starting to skip away. The Dane looking to make history here at the Paul Ricard circuit. He takes the win, the first ever Formula Regional European Championship race for 2019. Fittipaldi finishes second, Fraga third. The two Brazilians, then it was Caldwell, Rael Gutzman, the Mexican holding off the German Schumacher.
Congratulations to you, and of course for the Prema Power team representative now.
Let's hear from the race winner, Frederic Vesti.
Thank you so much. That was a great race. I'm really happy finishing P1 in the first race. Mika car and the speed was really good. So, and then I was managing the tires and everything worked really well. Yeah, I saw that would be something going on, so I braked a bit earlier and got a good exit, and that made me overtake them both when they were fighting. So that was a good move, and yeah, they pulled me to the P1, so that was nice.
Unfortunately, had a little situation with my teammate Caldwell in turn 8, and we both compromised our race, and Frederick took advantage of it and went. But of course, I'm learning from this and learning from my mistakes and seeing from where I can improve. But other than that, it was a positive race. Like I said, car was fast.
Yes, I'm very happy with the beginning that we were having here in Paul Ricard. We had basically my car arrived like last week, so it was very rushy to prepare everything. My shakedown was actually on the first practice, so even with all this adversity that we had through the weekend, we were able to be very competitive at the end. So I think it's a very good beginning, and for sure we'll be trying to improve a lot for the next races.
Started off great. I got a really good start, and then down the back straight I passed my teammate, and for whatever reason he decided he was going to try and hold on to the position, which was impossible, and he went off the track, and coming back on and doing so quite dangerously, I would say, he put us both out of contention for the win. But yeah, I definitely don't want a rookie podium. I'm here not for the rookie podium, I'm here for the proper podium. And this hasn't happened in race 1, so we will have to see what happens in race 2.
The temperature rising to almost 20 degrees here in the afternoon for race number 2. With the Englishman Ollie Caldwell to start from pole position. Enzo Fittipaldi on the outside of the front row, Fraga on grid number 3 with the Dane Vesti alongside. There is tremendous interest in this, the first round of the Regional European Championship, and when the lights went green once again it was Schumacher with a lightning start from the third row of the grid, but Ollie Caldwell, the Englishman, scarpered down into turn number 1 to lead race number 2. Went through the first few corners on this surprisingly undulating circuit of Paul Ricard without problem, until Consta Lapalainen and Sophia Flörsch clashed in the back chicane. They both did rejoin a long way down the field, Sophia with damage to her car. Out front, Fraga, side by side at 230 kilometres an hour. The Brazilian tried to take the lead from the Englishman Ollie Caldwell. However, the Prema driver did hold him off. Enzo Fittipaldi right behind his countryman in position number 3. Fraga tries to take the lead but cannot quite do it. Ollie incredibly does hold him off. Fraga now under pressure from his countryman Fittipaldi. The number 74 Prema Power Team car going through at the final corner, his favourite passing opportunity on the French circuit. Fittipaldi up into second, Fraga back into third, coming under attack from Frederick Vesti. Oh, the Dane goes through. Meanwhile, Rail Gutzmann by the German David Schumacher. Isaac Blomqvist also in this battle as well. Schumacher falling back through the field. Vesti, Fittipaldi going side by side. Ollie Caldwell takes the win. It's a Prema Power Team. 1, 2 and 3 here at Paul Ricard.
Yes, thank you very much. Got a very good start, maintained the gap, done what we should have done in race 1. But yeah, here we are on the top step.
Yeah, it was it's a decent race. Started dropping, trying to overtake. Well, we didn't have the best start. I lost the position, then I got back to second. Then tried, me and my teammate ahead of me is a lot of dirty air, so it's difficult to get the right speed to overtake him. But other than that, it was all right. We started to drop off a little bit towards the end, but I think everyone else did too. Other than that, the car was really good, and yeah, looking forward to tomorrow.
It was a fun race. There was a lot of stuff going on with Enzo passing, me passing, going through the field, so that was really cool.
Once again, a beautiful day here in the south of France for race 3 on Sunday morning. Starting out of pole position would be Frederik Vesti. David Schumacher on the outside of the front row of the grid took the lead off the start. German down into turn number 1 in position number 1 with the Dane Vesti all over the back of him. Down the back straight though, it wasn't long before the Prema Power Team driver from Denmark goes through and takes the kid from Kerpen. Schumacher back into position number 2. The Prema Power Team coming after car number 27. The battle down the front straight here at Paul Ricard, just spectacular. Fraga, Caldwell, Gutzman and Konsta-Lapalainen almost make it 4 wide. Down into turn number 1, Isaac Blomqvist coming together with his teammate Lapalainen in the wall, and the Finn is out. On the replay, Blomqvist, Lapalainen and the Scandinavian teammates touch, and the Finn is in the wall. The Mexican Rael Gutzman with his Pirelli tyres screaming for mercy under pressure from the Englishman Ollie Caldwell, who cannot get by the DR Motorsport driver. Here goes the Prema Power Team driver up into position number 2. Fittipaldi finally goes through and takes the German Schumacher. A fantastic battle continues to rage between Igor Fraga, Rael Gutzman, the Mexican who cuts the back chicane. Also, Ollie Caldwell still trying to get past the drivers from the Americas. Gutzman and Fraga showing the fans what Formula Regional Racing is all about as the Mexican goes down the inside on the ripple strip. Does not yield, does the Brazilian. Oh, they touch! And Gutzman loses the right rear. He keeps the right foot buried, but he's out. Fraga rejoins. He's got damage to his car. Caldwell goes through. starts here at Paul Ricard. Second place to Fittipaldi, and Schumacher does hold on to the final spot on the podium in this, the first round of the Formula Regional European Championship.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the race was pretty good in the beginning, but then I started to struggle with the tires a little bit. Managed in the end to do a couple of more improving in the last sector. So, I mean, we still have to work on the car. I still have to work on myself for the next race. But I'm pretty happy to be on the podium. So, yeah, it was quite okay.
Yeah, I think it was not the weekend I wanted. It was quite consistent weekend. This last race was a bit unfortunate because I definitely had more pace than Vesti all race, but I just got a bit stuck behind Schumacher. Was able to overtake him and then had 5 seconds to catch up to Vesti in 6 laps, and I think at the end I caught up to 2 seconds, something like this, but wasn't enough. Go back home, work on myself, see where I can improve, and we're going to come back stronger for the next race weekend.
David was fighting, and that made me. I got a gap from that, and I could manage the tires until the end. And then I think with 3 laps to go, I was trying to push again, and I did purple in the sectors. So the tires were still there in the end. So I think we did a good job with the managing of the tires.
This, the circuit Paul Ricard, soon to host once again the French Formula One Grand Prix. But for today, it's been a fantastic host venue for the history-making first ever round of the FIA Formula Regional European Championship. From here we go to the Vallelunga circuit. That's outside the eternal city of Rome. That's in early May. We'll see you then.